Hello everyone, my name is Aravindh and I am here to talk about one of the most pressurizing issues in our country economic mobility and how education can play a pivotal role in bridging the growing income gap in India. Now, before diving into the topic, let's take a moment to understand what we mean by economic mobility. To simply put it in words, it's an ability of an individual to move up or down the income ladder over their complete lifetime. Just as they say in the movie Fight Club, the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. In India, the gap between the rich and the poor is widening, and we're all feeling the impact of this inequality. A person born in poverty often stays stuck in the cycle, while the others born with more resources have better chances of climbing up higher the socio-economic ladder. But here's the question we need to ask. Can we bridge this gap? If yes, how can we do it? In India, education has always seen as the key to success. It's also seen as the key to improving one's life. We've all heard the age old saying, study well and you will have a better future. But the reality today has become much more complex than that. The quality of education, particularly when it comes to skill training and vocational education, is often lacking. That's why I believe the real question is not just about education, but also about skill development. We have education system that heavily relies on theoretical concepts rather than practical and job specific skills. For example, many of us have completed engineering degrees, but while entering the market, we do realize that we clearly did not have the skills which were exactly looked out from the companies. Then we learned it during the job and then we are excelling it. In Indian context, we see many millions of graduates who can't find jobs, or worse, even ended up being underemployed. So, skill development is the bridge between formal education and meaningful employment. Investing in skills, whether it is digital literacy, vocational training, or industry specific expertise, can make a huge difference in breaking the poverty cycle. That's why India's Skill India mission plays a key role. It aims to train millions of youth in different sectors and various trades, aligning them with the industry needs. Technology is changing the way we work. So it's no surprise that digital literacy has become as important as traditional schooling. In the past few years, we have all seen or even enrolled a couple of courses in platforms like Upgrad, Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, as well as many other platforms, which has provided us the opportunity to learn new skills like programming, digital marketing, business analytics, and so on. The emergence of such platforms shows that education is no longer just confined to the walls of a classroom, a building. For example, in Chennai, we see more and more people opting for online certification courses or programming boot camps, enabling them to gain relevant, in demand skills that increase their chances of earning higher wages. To address income disparity, the government has launched numerous programs and initiatives. For example, let's take the PM Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Uh, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is one such program that aims to provide skill training to youth across the country. It has helped thousands of young Indians get trained in sectors like construction, textiles, retail, IT, and many others. But education cannot thrive through without a strong public private partnership. Private players like Tata, Reliance, Infosys have also heavily invested in skill development programs and help created job opportunities for many. These programs are crucial because they help the skills being taught match the job requirements in the job market. Finally, while we make strides in bridging the income gap, there are still many challenges to overcome. Access to quality of education remains one of the biggest major issues, especially in rural areas and among marginalized communities. Not everyone has the access to internet or the infrastructure to participate in online learning. Additionally, there is a persistent social stigma around vocational training, which is often seen as the last resort of who can't make it to a desk job. Moreover, we must also consider the language barrier. A lot of skill based content is available in English, which can be a roadblock for many students who are not comfortable with the language. So, what do we need to do to solve all this? To begin with, we must ensure the skill development is accessible to all, regardless of their background, region, language, anything. Schools and colleges must focus on more on practical knowledge rather than theoretical subjects and work in a tandem with industry leaders to curate curriculums that are in sync with the job market needs. Community programs and NGOs also should play an active role in spreading the awareness about the importance of skill based education. We also need to incentivize businesses to partner with educational institutions so that young professionals at a very young age of education are exposed to real world problems while they are still at school. Finally, one last takeaway. For everyone here today, investing in skill development can't be a one time effort. It needs to be continuous, adaptive, technological, and should cater to the changing demand of the global market. In conclusion, yes, investing in skills can help bridge the income gap in India. Education is no longer about passing the exams, getting degrees, and moving on. It's all about making sure that our young population is equipped with the necessary skills that helps them to thrive in the modern competitive economy. By doing so, we create more inclusive society where economic mobility is not just a dream, whereas a reality.